Hi class, this is JilMac, and I'm going to give you an overview of the class project outline. So in my classes, and the class we're specifically discussing today is web development, but this is true for all classes I teach. I don't give tests. I give projects. And so for me to give a test for you to memorize how to do something in a graphic editor or Notepad++ or something isn't really going to be a skill, I think, that's as important as knowing how to find what you need when you need it. The class project is a demonstration of something that you want to accomplish, creating a web page. The class project can be done in either Google or as a CMS, a content management system, or for those of you who are really interested in learning how to do things in HTML and CSS and JavaScript, then do your project in an HTML site. So here in our web development, if we want to look at what is involved with a class project, we can click the class project page. And this gives you the overview that the project is worth 25 points of your final grade, and that first there's an initial outline, and that's what's due next week. The initial outline is the outline of what it is you want to do for your web site project. What is the website for? Who's going to be the users and the audience? And then what do you want to accomplish? Usually it's developing 10 pages, but it kind of depends on the project itself. So this is going to give you an overview of it. And as you scroll down, there's different ideas for projects. And this covers all my classes, so you're going to see different things. Here's a sample project project outline that I put together. And the project direction, if you're going to be into graphic designs, you might want to do something like this. If you want to be a front-end web developer, you might want to do this. If you want to manage large web projects, you might want to do this. If you're just taking this class because it's a requirement, then you might want to do something else, but it gives you a lot of different ideas. If your project was for a computer applications class, here's the rubrics for that. If your class is CIS 1151, then this is the rubrics for your class. And here are some different ideas: a home page, products or services page, an about us page, products we use, testimonials, a calendar, embedding pictures or a slideshow, embedding YouTube videos, different home shows or training demos or different things that you're participating in, information about that, table data, organizing stuff, directions to a Google site, contact us, a basic form, and we will be going over a basic form. We will be going over embedding Google Maps. We've already gone over embedding YouTube videos, but we can do that again. And a place where you can put your document, your resume, your transcripts, links to your LinkedIn, all of that kind of stuff. And these are the things I expect. I expect the website to have a header and a footer and all of that. But for today, for the project outline, all you have to have is here's our class, you have to have a link, a page hanging off of your regular website. And it's just going to be a project overview, and it's going to tell what is it about the project. Here I have to upgrade JilMac.com because I just moved it from one shared web host to another shared web host, and some things got broken along the way. And I want to update the CSS, and I want to update the header and different things like that. So on this page, out on our class website, is my project overview, and it gives you another link to how do you earn the grade. But I want you to think about the project outline. The project outline, there isn't any fluff in this. I'm not asking you to, it doesn't have to be all English-like, it doesn't even have to be perfect spelling. It has to be an outline that you start with. But suppose there's two scenarios. One, you work for a boss, and one, you work for your clients. You're independent. Those are the two ways. And sometimes you have a little bit of both. But if you go to your boss and they tell you, okay, you got to go over to the customer service department and they want some changes to their web pages, you want to write it up and submit it to your boss and say, okay, here's the stuff I'm planning on doing for this project. This is what they want, and he okays it, and off you go. That's the initial project outline. Then at the end of the project, you want to write up what actually got accomplished. That's going to be done when the project is due at the end of the semester. There you're going to tell me what you actually did. The project outline is what you're planning on doing. It doesn't mean you can't add things or change things along the way. It just means this is the starting point. This is what I want to be able to accomplish. At the end, you're going to get the other 2 points. So there's 3 points for this project outline. There's 2 points for it at the end where you update. What did you actually do? Some things you may have wanted to do, but you weren't able to accomplish. You needed something else or more time or something. Some things along the way, you might have said, wow, that's easy. We could implement that pretty quickly. And you might add it to your project. All of those things, when you go to your client or to your boss and you tell them what you did, you want to really brag. You want to say, I added a favicon, and you've got clickable directions with Google Maps, and all the different things that you accomplished. You want it to be on that. You also want to move anything that you wanted to accomplish and weren't able to during that time frame, or anything that you learned about that you'd like to be able to do in phase 2. You always want to have a phase 2. And the reason you want to have a phase 2 is that suppose your boss had to downsize somebody, and your boss interviewed everybody and says, okay, Jill, what are you up to next month? And you say, oh, well, these are the things I was going to do phase 2 for this project. I can do all of those. I've got these things coming up. You're always ready for what you're going to do next. Then the boss goes to the next person and says, okay, what are you going to do? And you say, I don't know, I'm waiting for you to tell me. Well, who's he going to lay off? Probably the person that doesn't know what they're supposed to do. They're waiting for him to tell them, just sitting around waiting. Versus the person that's writing down all the different things that can be done next, just waiting for somebody to approve them. The same is true with your client. If your client is tight for money and says, well, I'm not going to do anything more, versus you saying, hey, these are things we move to phase 2, we can get moving on them, and this is how much time it'll take. You have to constantly sell yourself, and that's what the project outline and the final project outline with a phase 2 in it is all about. The project itself can change, can be fun. If you have any questions, give me a call, and we can work on what you want to accomplish. But no tests in my class, just practice, practice, practice with all the before and after assignments. They can be done either in HTML or they can be done in Google Sites. And writing up your research so that you know how to find things when you need them. So if you have any questions about the project overview due this week before our midterm evaluations, just give me a call. And thanks. Talk to you in the next video.